Hello, doing vinyl editions number 11, I believe. The first one of 2014. Cheers, drinking a French Broad rye hopper. This is a craft brewery out of North Carolina, I believe. In the Beard and Beer Market Glass, that's a local craft beer store here in town. Great place. Hope you're doing well. Saturday night, just got back from seeing Inside Llewyn Davis, the new Coen Brothers movie. If you're out and about and somebody wants to go see that, you should definitely go see it. It was fantastic, as all Coen Brothers films are. But you know, especially wanted to mention, since it's music related, but just an absolutely beautiful, poetic film. Just really blew me away. So highly recommend that. Got a lot of cool shit to show in this one. 2014 has come in with a bang. Went digging in some places that I normally don't dig, and it definitely paid off. A real quick play in the background, classic Miles Davis, around about midnight. This is the Record Store Day reissue, mono press. Just another fantastic Miles LP. Wanted to show some books. I went to the bookstore today and found some really cool books. Really wanted to show this one. This is really relevant to the vinyl community. It's called Black Nationalism and the Revolution of Music by Frank Kopsky. This has a lot of stuff about Albert Ayler, John Coltrane, McCoy. It's got an interview with McCoy Tyner, but also talks about Malcolm X, things like that. Really cool book. I'm really looking forward to reading this. Yeah, there you go. And of course, the words are backwards. Again, I'm sorry. Also picked up Albert Camus, Neither Victims Nor Executioners. This is an essay by the great French philosopher Albert Camus. Nothing to do with music, but thought I would show you that. And lastly, Liberalism and the Limits of Justice by Michael J. Sandel. Michael Sandel is a professor at Harvard. He's one of my favorite political science professors. Really looking forward to reading that. And lastly, on the book train, just finished reading this. This is the only book I've read so far this year, The Wolf of Wall Street. Saw that movie. Can also highly recommend that movie. Scorsese just kind of going crazy. My son thought it'd be funny to tear this apart. So, but the book, this is an example of where the movie is actually better than the book. The book was not all that well written, very repetitive, redundant, but an interesting story, and a story that sort of makes you mad and disgusted. But highly recommend the book, the movie, not so much the book. So anyway, enough of all that crap. Let's talk about records. Went digging to a place today that I normally don't go to because it's in like this part of downtown Knoxville. It's a really big hassle to get to. There's parking is non-existent, so it's a real hassle to get down there. But I had some extra time today after the movie, so went down there and found some really cool stuff. Saw this baby just sitting there. Expression by John Coltrane. This is of course on the Impulse label. This is not something that I see in the wilds really ever. It's got the gatefold there. This is Coltrane's. I'm trying to think of what lineup this is. This is in mono as well. And there you see the Impulse label. This is really, you know, when Coltrane is becoming more and more experimental. I'm sure McCoy Tyner's on this. Let me see if I can get the lineup. Yeah, okay, Alice on piano, Jimmy Garrison, Rashid Ali. Rashid Ali. And yeah, Pharoah Sanders on the piccolo and some tracks. I haven't listened to this one in a while, but I remember it was one of my favorite ones. So I'm really looking forward to picking this up again. Got this for $5. I mean, it's not in excellent shape, but this is one that I don't see very often. You see the same ones, Love Supreme, Blue Train, things like that. Not the Sun. I see a lot of Sunship. I see a lot of Crescent, but I don't see Expression or Ascension very often. So really excited to get that. That was worth the trip down there, even though I had to park a million miles away. This also got there. This is this lady's first name. This is cool. This is Miriam Makeba. This is on the Reprise label. This is African world music from 1968 on Reprise. This is a beautiful, beautiful record. And what was really cool about this is a Reprise promo copy. You see there it says "Not for Sale." You can read that backwards if you can get a mirror or something. Not for sale. This is a original from 1968 stereo pressing. Obviously original because it's a promo. This is just one that I had not heard this record, but I was intrigued by the cover and intrigued by the description on the back, so I just went for it, and I'm so glad I did. Just a gorgeous album. I believe she's a South African singer. Very powerful stuff, Makeba. So those are the two pieces that I picked up at Hot Horse, the record store that I normally don't go to. First new release of 2014. Those of you who watch this channel know that I'm a big buyer of new music. So this is the first album released in 2014 that I bought. It's Steve Malkmus and the Jicks. This is called Wig Out at Jig Bags on the Matador label. There's the hype sticker. Steve Malkmus and Pavement are hit and miss for me, by and large. And I know Pavement gets quite a bit of love in the VC. Pavement definitely deserves their due. I like a lot of their albums, but some of them just don't do a lot for me for whatever reason. And the same thing with Mr. Malkmus' solo work. It's hit or miss. I listened to a couple of tracks online. The first song, Planetary Motion, and second song, The Janitor Revealed, and really liked what I heard. It's he's kind of going for that 70s guitar rock. A lot of harmonized guitar solos. Weird. I didn't really see this direction for Stephen Malkmus. And this album, I've listened to it all the way through a few times. It's a good album. It's a really good album. It's there's some songs that sort of pale in comparison to others, but you know, was so intrigued by the guitar, the way he was choosing to play the guitar on this, that I checked it out. Just standard black vinyl, nothing to write home about. Sounds pretty good, and again, I was just so intrigued by those guitar riffs on the songs. I checked it out, and glad I did. I think this was like $18 new. I think this is going to be a grower, so maybe I'll go back to it later. But yeah, good album. This is a reissue. Zombie. This is a reissue on Relapse. This is Spirit Animal. This is their 2009 LP. Obviously, Zombie, the space rock duo. Oh, I gotta get put the albums in the sleeve yet. I was listening to this earlier. This is really a really well done reissue. There's the Gatefold and the Gentleman, and this is on 2LP on red vinyl. There you see the Zombie. They've reissued, Relapse reissued 3 of their albums, Spirit Animal, Cosmos, and one other. And I was checking them out. One is just on black vinyl, the other album is on gray. This sounds really good. Again, Relapse did a pretty good job on this repressing. Definitely fans of space rock psychedelic music, check this out. I really like Spirit Animal because this is the one that Zombie really started incorporating the guitar in their music, and to a good effect, I think. So there you have it. If you're interested in these reissues, I can endorse them. So there you go. Cool. This is forgot about this one. I don't know how to say this. Is this Kadavar? Kadavar. This is their 2012 debut album. This is, I would consider this psychedelic stoner rock. It reminds me a lot of Led Zeppelin, Master of Reality era type stuff. Great riffs. This album really just goes to show you that as tried and true as a lot of those is the traditional stand-up guitar, bass, drums, and just not doing anything crazy with effects, you can still do something original. Great grooves on this album. The band is tight. as hell. This was my first introduction to them. This is really cool on gray marble vinyl, and I've been hearing about these guys for a while and wanted to check them out and took a chance on it, and so glad I did. I got to get their, I know they released an album last year. That's definitely on my list. Highly recommend this. This is just a really fun listen if you're into, you know, stoner rock, 70s rock, buzz rock. I could highly recommend this. Cadavar. This is a psychedelic LP. There's a lot of psych in this video. I've been on a psych kick lately. This is Eternal Tapestry. I believe this is their 2012 LP. This is, of course, on Thrill Jockey. This is called A World Out of Time. This is phenomenal. Love Eternal Tapestry. Andreas, Sonic Mainliner, turned them on to me through one of his videos, and I've been a big fan ever since. This is phenomenal. Just a lot of love the organ on this. Just really creepy. This is actually no gatefold, but on really nice red vinyl, sort of a marble red. This just a real trip. There's no other word for it. Eternal Tapestry is definitely one of my favorite psychedelic bands that are active right now. I know Nathan Morales has showed a lot of their stuff, so this is my first piece of their vinyl to my collection, and it did not disappoint. Great cover too, very cool psychedelic cover. One more Psych album, the Master Musicians of Bukkake. This is their album Far West. This is also, this is on Thrill Jockey. This is on Imperfect Records. This is freaking awesome. I love this album. This came out last year. It's psychedelic, but there's really elements of krautrock. I mean, with some of the beats. There's the gatefold. Just, again, using the word appropriately, like the last one, this is just an absolute trip. This is just on black vinyl, yeah. But just a lot, you know, if you're into freak out music, if you're into, again, I think this could be considered neo krautrock in a loose application of the term, but I love this. I listened to this all the way through several times. It stayed on the platter for about a week. So, the Master Musicians of Bukkake. This is apparently was inspired by the what was it? It says on the sticker here, the hype sticker, The Wicker Man, the old horror film, not the Nick Cage dumpster fire, but the original horror film, The Wicker Man. So, really odd music. I think this would go over very well in the VC. I have seen this show quite a bit, but moving on. This is cool. This next one is really cool. Great find. A gentleman that gets quite a bit of love in the VC, Mr. Leon Thomas. This is the Gold Sunrise on Magic Mountain. This is a promo copy on Flying Dutchman from 1971. Leon Thomas, I don't know what I could say that would do the man justice. It's a gatefold, just an amazing avant-garde vocalist, jazz vocalist. You can see there, let me see here, promo copy. Get your mirror out. Promo copy. This is a live set from Switzerland in 1971. Just absolutely will floor you. Had been seeing this guy. I know the other Andreas, Grecian Thunder, had shown one of Leon Thomas's albums. He'd had it playing in the background, and that's kind of what sparked my interest in it. Did not disappoint. Really cool to get a promo copy at a good rate. I think I got that for like $8. Plays great. Moving right along here, we're already 15 minutes in. This is one that I just took a chance on, and I'm really glad I did. Charles Lloyd, Journey Within. This is the Charles Lloyd Quartet on Atlantic from 1968. There's the man himself. that's kind of what swayed me. I mean, look at that guy playing the saxophone. How can you not buy that? If you're on the fence and you see that picture, you're like, oh shit, I've got to get it. But but also the lineup got me. Jack DeJohnette on the drums, Keith Jarrett on the piano. So you got a lot of ECM regulars in Mr. Lloyd's band. This is on the Atlantic label. This is really good. This is I was a little afraid of it, but it's a really good transition from hard bop to more experimental jazz. Really enjoyed it, and a really great psychedelic cover too. Got this for $6 at one of my regular spots, so I'm gonna keep checking out Mr. Charles Lloyd. I gotta have some Zappa, right? I'm a big Zappa guy. So 200 Motels. This, of course, is a double LP soundtrack to the 1970 film of the same name. This is on Bazaar. Yeah, United in Bazaar. Great album, great film. You know, the thing that really shocks me about Zappa, just listening retrospectively, I've just gotten to Zappa within like the last 2 years. How in the hell did this guy get all this done? Meaning, how, you know, United Artists is a major label. I mean, I know it was Bazaar, his own label, but how in the world did he get funding for all this stuff? I mean, just if you look at the body of work that this guy did, and even this film, it was almost close to $1 million budget, I think, or somewhere close to there. Who would give him? Who are the people that were funding this? Because it's the most inaccessible, unlistenable music in the world, really. I mean, well, especially like the Captain Beefheart Trout Mask replica, which he produced. I love it. I think it's genius. But I mean, the commercial appeal is zero. I don't want to go off on a Zappa rant, but I'm just saying it's incredible that he found funding to do so many projects. I guess my point is, it would never, ever happen today. A major label would never get behind anyone with the artistic integrity and vision that Frank Zappa had. Anyway, into the rant. Glad to have this one in the collection. Just a few more. Stick with me here. Picked up an ECM. Is this ECM? Yeah, ECM. This is Bill Frissell's Rambler. This is from, let's see, I think this is the 80s. Oh, 1984. Bill Frissell, of course, is a virtuoso guitarist. This is pretty good. Not, wouldn't go in my top ECM albums, but I am collecting ECM, and this was okay. It was okay. Lastly, we got Bowie records. Got 4 Bowie records. Nothing special, so I'm going to go quick on them. Just standard release reissues, mostly, or not reissues, but later pressings. Young Americans, which is becoming one of my favorite Bowie albums. I had always kind of looked over this one in the discography, but it's definitely in my top 3 now. I think it's just phenomenal. I really like Young Americans. It's going up the list as the years go by. So love that one. 1974's Diamond Dogs. Did not have these. I'm filling in my Bowie collection. I have like 10 Bowie albums, and he's got 26 studio LPs, so there's just some that I neglect to buy because you see him so often. It's like I'd rather get something that I know I'm going to have a harder time to find, so because I know I can always get these. So, but had a little bit of extra money and got a great price on these. Got this one for $1.99. Plays fine. It's got a little bit of wear, and got this one. I got Young Americans for $7. Got this one for $7. The Man Who Sold the World, which was also becoming a favorite. Really dig it. I think this is Bowie's probably his most hard rocking. It seems like Diamond Dogs is pretty hard rocking too. And then lastly, the second album, Space Oddity. Got this for $1.99 as well. Plays great. Beautiful music. There's not many Bowies left. I need the post-Let's Dance period, but the earlier 1968 to Lodger, I'm almost got it filled in. So there you go. 2014 is off to a great start. I'm loving everyone's videos. I feel like the VC is just thriving, and I apologize about the length, but had quite a bit to show you guys. So anyway, take care, and leave some comments, and be well.